In the state of Utah, which is, a very dry place, there is a river called the Price River. This river is part of the much larger Colorado River Basin, a system that gives water to millions of people and vast areas of land. But for a long time, the Price River was in serious trouble. There was just not enough rain, and the water levels became very low. The river was slowly dying, and this was a big problem for everyone and everything that depended on it. A dry river means less water for towns and farms, creating difficulties for the people who live nearby and rely on the river for their daily needs and work. A river is more than just moving water. It is the heart of the land, especially in a desert. Plants grow along its banks, creating a ribbon of green life in a brown landscape. These plants provide food and shelter for many different kinds of animals, from small insects to large deer. Birds come to drink and find food, and fish live in the cool water. When a river like the Price River starts to dry up, this entire world of life is threatened. The fish have nowhere to swim, the animals lose their source of water, and the green plants wither and die, making the land around it even drier. The problems of a dying river go beyond just the animals and plants. A dry riverbed and dry surrounding land create a very dangerous risk of wildfires. When everything is so dry, a small spark can quickly grow into a huge fire that spreads rapidly across the landscape. These fires can destroy homes, harm wildlife, and damage the environment for many years to come. The people living near the Price River were worried. They watched their river get smaller and the land get drier, and they knew that something needed to be done to bring the water and the life it supports back to their community. In 2019, a group of scientists from Utah State University decided to try something amazing. They saw the struggling river and thought of a natural solution to this very big problem. They had a special idea to help the river heal itself. Their plan was not to build big, expensive concrete dams or complicated water systems. Instead, they wanted to bring in nature's own expert builders to do the job. They decided to bring beavers to the Price River, hoping these furry creatures could work their magic and start the process of bringing the river back to a healthy state for everyone. So, the scientists brought a group of beavers to the Price River. These were not just any beavers, they were displaced beavers, which means they had been living in places where they were not wanted, perhaps near farms or roads. Instead of being harmed, they were carefully captured and given a new, important job. The idea was to move these animals to a place where their natural skills could do a lot of good. The beavers were released into the river, and the people and scientists watched and waited, hoping these little engineers would get to work and begin to change the future of the dry river. Beavers are known as a keystone species. This is a special term in nature. It means that they are so important that many other plants and animals depend on them for survival. The main thing beavers do is build dams. They use their strong teeth to cut down trees and branches. Then they drag these materials into the river and build a wall. This wall, or dam, slows down the flow of the water. Behind the dam, the water pools up and creates a deep pond. This simple act of building a dam starts a chain of positive changes in the environment all around it. These beaver dams are incredibly important for dry places like Utah. The ponds they create hold water on the land for a longer time, instead of letting it all rush away quickly. This water seeps deep into the ground, raising the water table and making the soil along the riverbanks moist and healthy. This helps more plants and trees to grow, creating a lush, green area. For fish, these deep ponds are a perfect home. They provide a safe place to live and hide from predators, especially during hot summers or periods of drought when other parts of the river might become too shallow or warm. The benefits do not stop with the fish and plants. The wetlands created by beaver dams become a wonderful home for all sorts of wildlife. Frogs, turtles, and insects thrive in the calm, rich waters. Birds flock to these areas to feed on the abundant life and build their nests in the healthy trees. By creating these small, wet sanctuaries, beavers also help reduce the risk of wildfires. The wet soil and green plants around the beaver ponds act like a natural fire break, a barrier that can slow or even stop a fire from spreading across the dry landscape, protecting the entire ecosystem. After the beavers were brought to the Price River, everyone watched to see what would happen. Not all of the beavers decided to stay in their new home. Some of them wandered off to find other places, but enough of them stayed and started to do what beavers do best: build. They began to cut down small trees and gather sticks, carefully constructing dams across the river. Slowly but surely, the landscape began to change. The work of these few beavers was the beginning of a wonderful transformation for the river and the land around it, showing that even a small group can make a very big difference. It is important to know that the beavers were not the only heroes in this story. While they were busy building their dams, people were also working to help the river. The project was supported by money from the government to clean up the water. This cleanup effort was a big job. Workers removed old, broken man-made barriers and garbage that was blocking the river's flow. There were also new rules put in place for farming near the river. These rules helped to make sure that cattle and other farm animals did not damage the river banks, which helped the new plants to grow strong. By the year 2025, 6 years after the project started, the results were amazing to see. The Price River was healthier than it had been in many years. The beaver dams had created a series of ponds that held water, making the river flow more steadily. The water was cleaner, and the riverbanks were covered in green plants and young trees. The town of Helper, which sits right next to the river, saw a big change too. The local people were very happy with their revived river. They could now enjoy their local waterway in ways that were impossible before the beavers arrived. The healthy river brought new life to the town of Helper in a very real way. With more water and beautiful scenery, people started coming to the river for fun. Kayaking, tubing, and fishing became popular activities. This new recreation brought visitors and money into the town, helping local businesses and making the community stronger. The fish were thriving in the clear, deep ponds the beavers had made, making it a great spot for fishing. The story of the Price River shows how helping nature can also end up helping people and their local economy in wonderful ways. The success on the Price River has made people think about using beavers to help other dry rivers. In Utah, there are other rivers, like the San Rafael River, that are also struggling with low water levels. Scientists and community leaders are now looking at the Price River as a great example. They are considering similar projects, either by moving more beavers or by building man-made structures that copy what beavers do. This shows that the small project in Helper has become a big inspiration, offering hope for other dry areas facing similar water problems in the future. The beaver is a truly special animal. They are more than just cute creatures with flat tails. They are powerful partners in restoring our environment. They work for free, day and night, to build healthier ecosystems. Their dams create benefits that reach far beyond the river itself, supporting countless species and making the land more resilient to drought and fire. They show us that sometimes, the best solutions to our environmental problems are the ones that have existed in nature all along. We just need to learn to work with them and give them the space they need to do their work. When we protect beavers, we are also protecting our water, our wildlife, and our communities. Their work helps to ensure that there is enough clean water for everyone, which is becoming more and more important in a changing world. By understanding their role as a keystone species, we can see that keeping beaver populations healthy is a smart and natural way to manage our landscapes. Respecting these animals and the habitats they create is a promise to protect the health of our planet for the generations that will come after us. Therefore, it is very important for people to respect and protect beavers. Their story on the Price River is a powerful reminder of the connection between all living things. It teaches us that small actions can lead to big changes, and that nature often holds the best answers to our biggest challenges. By celebrating the beaver as a hero of our rivers, we can inspire more people to support conservation efforts. We must ensure that these incredible little engineers can continue to build a better, wetter, and healthier world for all of us to enjoy for many years to come.